Hello everyone, here we are to continue the dances from Mezőkölpényi. Today we're going to be doing the ciganycsardas, which is one of the three dances in the village of Mezőkölpényi. The dances from the previous dance that we taught, the csardas, can also be danced in the gypsy csardas, the ciganycsardas, but not vice versa. So you can't dance the steps that we're going to teach you today in the csardas. But you can take those moves and you can dance them here. The music is a little bit more lively, it's a little bit more faster, it's a little bit more jumpier, as you'll see. So we'll get started, and we're going to do 3 or 4 different figures. So just follow along with us. So I'll show one of the guys' steps, and Adria will show one of the possible girl steps. We actually, you can dance it with your hands held, either 2 hands or 1 hand, but for simplicity we're going to do it separated, which is also one of the ways that they dance it in the village. So you're actually not necessarily controlling the girl, the woman, at a particular time. You can, but you could dance it separately as well. So the very first step is almost considered to be a rest step, where it's what we call a cifra, where it's a 1, 2, 3 step, to the right and to the left. So just to build it up a little bit, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The only difference here is you move your foot in front and you hit the ground with your heel. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we call this a cifra step, a 1, 2, 3 step. We'll call it that. So there's the short, and then there's the long. So the short is just as we did it. I think for practice purposes we'll do 4, and then there's a long one. The long one is preceded by 2 short. So it's 1, 2, and then long, right? I believe that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, sorry. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 counts, let's call it that. So that's the long step to the right, and we'll do the long step to the left. So we'll do 1 to the right, 1 to the left. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, long, and the other direction. All right, we'll do that to the side, facing each other. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, long. Other direction, other side. All right, so that's basically the base step and its variation. So we'll do this a few times. We'll do 4 simple and 3 long, and then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and then we'll repeat it twice. We'll do the whole cycle twice. So it'll be 4 simple, 3 long, 4 simple, 3 long. And it doesn't matter between the man and the woman whether we're doing this mirror image or opposite. The girl can be doing a completely different step as well. So it's not necessary for her to be doing the same step as the guy, but just for purposes of the video, we're doing it like this. So we'll play some music, and then we'll do this cycle twice. One, 2, 3, and long, last long, 1, 2, long, good. So there, I actually made a mistake, but it's a mistake for the video, but not a mistake in the dance, where I did a long without doing 2 steps preceding it. And it's perfectly fine to do that as well. So that's just an example of how improvised dance works.
And I just wanted to add with the girls, just as far as where their hands go, it can be on the hips, or it can actually be down and holding the skirt like this while they're dancing. Or they can do it like this as well. So there's some options. Even something like this can work where one hand is on the hip, the other is on the skirt. Okay, just as a.
And for the gentlemen, yeah, in general, we don't dance with our arms down here to our sides. Gentlemen can actually have their hands up, either both hands, one hand, the other hand on the hips, or both hands on the hips, or even behind the back, either two or one, but very rarely would you have a hand hanging down on the side. It's usually up here somehow, and usually you're snapping your fingers as you do it. And this is very particular in gypsy dances and gypsy czardas dances. All right, so that was the first step. We'll show the second step, which is a step stomp, I'll call it.
So this is just for the guys.
Just for the guys.
Girls will have something different in a moment. I'll show you that in a moment.
Yes. So you step with the left, stomp with the right, slide back, close. Step, stomp, back, close. Step, stomp, back, close. Step, stomp, back, close. Stomp, back, close. Step, stomp, close. Step, stomp, back, close. So usually you're doing this towards the girl. I just did a little circle there so you could see how it looks from different directions, different angles, and you have to actually shift your weight to the left foot so you can step forward. You stomp forward, and you stay low, and you come up, and you slide back your right foot up, close. Shift weight down, slide up. So you stay low when you stomp. Down, up, down, up. So you maintain this steady rhythm of down, up, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So Adria will show the girl step.
I'm going to show you another step for the girls. A very simple one where we jump onto one foot, and then the other foot comes out slightly to the side, and then comes forward in a heel touching move. So I'll do that again from the side. 1, 2, and then we continue it on the other foot. So once this foot, because there actually isn't any weight on this foot, we just put it down. So we're able to then jump onto it and bring the other foot forward. And then this is a move that just continues. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so that's one of the steps that we can use as we feel fit, however the music goes, whatever strikes our mood. This is a very improvised dance between the man and the woman. I don't have to do what the guy does. I don't have to follow him. I can, of course, we're dancing together, but we get to choose kind of the steps that we want to do. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So let's do this a few times. Just this step. I'll do the guy step. Adria will do the girl step. Just the music for a little bit. So what actually we'll do is we'll build from the first step to this one so you can see the sequence. And what will actually happen is there will be a shifting of the weight for I think both the men and the women, because the last long one is to the right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here at the end, the weight is on my right leg.
Same with mine. It's the same
right
thing.
leg. And the second step, the step stomp, starts with stepping forward on the left foot.
And same with the girl,
Left
we'll jump to the left.
Stomp. Left stomp, right? So let's just do the last long with the two simple before it. And then we'll do 2 step stomp steps. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Long, step, stomp, and step, stomp, and. All right, let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Long, So the step stomp step is always done on this side, if you will. You never do right and stomp with the left. So you'll always have to do it whenever you finish something towards the right, so that you could shift the weight over to the left. Whereas the step that Adria did is either side.
It's either side. So
You can start it whenever. So there is no rule with that step that it must be to the right. But for the guys, this step stomp is always step on the left first, stomp with the right foot. All right, so we'll build it up. So 4 simple, 3 long steps, and 4 step stomps for the guy.
And it would be the same thing, the short cifra, long cifra, and then this heel step, okay?
Last long. Okay. Let's add the next step. For the guys, this is perhaps a little bit more difficult. There's a lot more shifting of the weight from the left foot to the right foot, and it's basically a longer stomping step where it's basically on a downbeat, down, down. I'm just building it up. Stomp, 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 stomp with the right foot. But the trick is that you're constantly bouncing, bounce, bounce. So if you notice my heel, my left heel is constantly going up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So you're stomping and you're bouncing. Right? So, if 12 o'clock were in front of me and 3 o'clock was to my right and 9 o'clock would be to my left, you can do stomping just to the forward a couple of times if you want, but you can add in a stomp to 3 o'clock as well. So you could do a couple to the front, and then you add one to the side, front, side, front, side, front, side. So for now, we're just going to do front, side, together. All right? And now we're going to switch sides. We're going to do the exact same thing on the left. So on this step, you can shift from doing the stomping on the right to transitioning to doing the stomp on the left. So the same step on the left looks like this. Same thing, just to the front and to 9 o'clock. 12, 9, 12, 9, 12, 9, together. So the together step counts as a stomp to the front, and then I can switch back to 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So the whole step looks like this. Front, side, together, side, front, side, together. All right, so it's 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So the 1 is always to the front. And of course, in improvised dancing, you can do as many of these as you want. So just this sequence that I'm doing right now is just for the video. But if you want to do more on the left, or more on the right, sorry, and you can move with this, you can turn, switch feet, that's fine. We could do that. So after Adria teaches the girls step, and we practice that a little bit, we'll shorten it down to 2 and not 4 beats. But now we'll see what Adria's going to do for the girls.
So we're just going to build on the step we did previously, where we're jumping and we put our heels to the front. And now what you can do, and this can be on either side again, is we can actually put in a 1, 2, and stomp. 1, 2, and stomp. And when we do this stomping, it's together. but the one foot comes a little bit ahead of the other one. So I'll just show that again, kind of in slow motion, or in half time. 1, 2, 1, stomp. So we started out the same way with our foot, kind of our ankle, kind of going a little out to the side. Don't make it a big effort. It's just enough that your hip allows that to go out. You put in one of our base steps, and then when you switch over, this one is not going to come down as a heel, but it's going to kind of stomp into the ground, okay? So it's 1, 2, 1, stomp. This can also be done, of course, on the other side. Start it off like this, 1, stomp. And in the regular rhythm, it would look like this. 1, 2, 1, stomp. 1, 2, 1, stomp. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and stomp. So we can do this however many times we'd like. With this, you can also make another bit of a variation on it, where there's a double stomp at the end instead of a single one. Again, starts off the same way. I'll do it, start to the right. 1, 2, 1, da, da. So we I'll just do it from the side. 1, 2, 1, stomp, stomp. Okay, that can be put in. And of course, it's double time, so don't put too much emphasis on the first one. It's kind of like a skipping kind of stomp. Okay, I'll show it one more time from the front. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, stomp, stomp. 1, 2, 1, stomp, stomp. And of course, this can be done to either side. I'll do it again to the other side. 2, 1, da, da.
So we're going to do guy step 4 times. So it's 4 right, 4 left, 4 right, 4 left, and the girl will do the required amount on.
So what we'll do with the sequence, we'll start off, always start, whenever you're dancing any kind of dance, you always build it up. You don't start off dancing the complicated step. You start off dancing usually the base step, the simple variation, and then you start putting in. So what we're going to do then is I'm going to do 4 simple. We're going to do 4 of the simple stomp, and then 4 of the double stomp. Okay.
Okay. So we'll do it without music first. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and last set. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Same thing to music.
But it still works.
Again, it's improvised, right? So you can put it where you want. And actually the double stomp step is also there for the guys in the step stomp, where you can add it here. But as Adria said, it wouldn't be something that you would do all the time for, you know, a sequence. You would stick it in somewhere for short 1 or 2, just to show that there's a variation here. But it's not the base step, right? The base step is just this. And to look cool, you basically go, and then you go on to the next step, right? So all we're gonna do now is, I'm gonna show the 2 count step, and then we're gonna add it to the whole sequence. So instead of doing 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, we shorten it by half. We're only gonna do 2 per side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's it. So in the sequence that we're going to do now, we're going to do 4 on the right, 4 on the left, 2 on the right, 2 on the left. I think that should suffice. So this is how it looks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1. Let's add 2 more. 1, 2, and 1, and 2. Okay? So it'll be 4, 4, 2, 2, 2, 2. All right? So we'll add it to the sequence that we already have, and then that will close off the gypsy csárdás, the ciganycsardas.
So the girls will just continue with the sequence as is. You just continue until the guy is finished, because we don't have any other variation right now of that step.
Right. So just a quick review before we put the music on. So it's 4 simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 long. 1, 2, long. Second one. Last one. Then comes a stomp step. 4 of them. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second. And then the 2s. 1, 2, 1, 2. 2 more. 1, 2, and 1, and 2. All right. And then from here, if you want, you basically start again from the beginning in whichever foot shifting of weight that you have to do. I think here at the end, you actually have to jump to the left, right? Because that's how the step ended up. So we're going to do exactly this with music, and that should close it out for today.
Actually, I still have a few variations of the cifra that I want to do with the girls before we actually close.
Okay.
Off. Okay.
One, 2, 3, and 4. Long. Stop. 3. Last one.
And now, stop. 3.
2s. Last. Great. So as an added bonus,
So there's another variation of the cifra that we can do as a girl's step, because the girls actually tend to use this quite a lot. This is kind of the base step that's used whenever you're not sure of a step. Always return to this and you'll be fine. So what we're actually going to do is that when we do this, instead of doing the heel, we're actually going to do it where we put the full foot down that comes forward. And as we do it, we do a little turn in the direction of the leading foot. So if I'm starting to the right, I turn to the right. When I go to the left, I turn a little bit to the left. So I don't, it's not like this where we're straight to our partner. Here we're actually doing a little bit of a turn. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And just like we have the long with the heel, we can have the long in this version with a flatter foot. So start it with the 2. And here, this is where we can put a little of a stomping in it. So when we start building up the steps, okay, so these are the variations. And also with this particular flat-footed titita, or even the one with the heel, we can actually move in any direction that we want, because there's a bit of a play.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you can even kind of go backwards with it. It's sort of a teasing.
it's a game.
Game between the partners, the man and the woman within the partners. And that's the point, is that you're supposed to play with this. It's not supposed to be
Static.
I can turn with it, and then
You want to dance improvise the short little
yeah, we can do
few
that. So
seconds?
it's just an improvised, and so that you can see how you can kind of mix it up however you feel. Go.
So now, no sequences, we're just going to dance improvised. Thank you very much.